Today I wanted to see if I could clean this charger I had. The reason for that is because, like, if you see here, this one especially, it's kind of hard to slide over. See, this one's pretty easy. So I figure I take it apart. See, this one's kind of on and off. Take it apart and clean it. Now, got a little predicament here. If you look in there, that screw is pretty deep. And excuse me, when you look at this one, you can see that it has a special screw. Obviously, they tell you not to open it because there aren't any usable parts. But I want to open it to clean it, and also maybe put a little lithium grease, which is dielectric grease, I think. Yeah. Anyway, I have this set of special bits, and I do have the right one, as you can see right here. Get that. So this is just one of the two that probably fit in here. So I tested this one. Excuse me. And it works. So I can get to these two. However, as you can see, that would not even go through. So I thought, okay, well, I guess I could drill this a bit and open it up a little more. However, there's still a problem. So I have this Craftsman adapter here. So even if I were to use that or make that bigger, this thing is too fat to fit in there. And so I went, okay, well, let's try the smaller extension, which is also longer. But even that is the size of that plastic, which makes up the stand on all four corners. So obviously that's a no-go. And this is just one example where you will probably run into something like this. Thankfully, these things are pretty rare. It's not something you would run into all the time. However, I think this is the place where you would need a longer one, which they do sell, but I never bought one because I've only used this thing. I think I used the biggest one here maybe once or twice in the blue moon, and then just this one that I wanted to clean up, but I need a longer one because I can't reach that. And even if I were to drill it out, then that would get rid of that stand, and I had to do it on both sides, and then I just got a big hole on there, and it might work. I still haven't decided to do that because I don't know, I forget how much the longer ones are, but they're not cheap, or well, at least they didn't seem cheap for what they are. So I might drill these out on both sides if it's just on this cover. Well, after I take this off, but I might get rid of those. I just don't want to do too much because I don't know how thin that is, and if I do it, I might end up with an even worse situation here. But I wanted to make a quick video on something like this. So if you ever do get these, I guess you might as well get the long ones. I just never thought I would need a long one until right now. I mean, it's not a big deal, but as you can see, instead of the short ones, maybe just get the long ones if you don't even have any. So there you go. This is your video for today. Well, I thought I make another video on the opening of this charger, since it took a while to do, but I think it makes sense to just show you that. So first of all, this one doesn't only have 4 screws, it has 6. There's another one here and another one here. So you can see right underneath that letter, and here there's a little dimple here, but there's nothing there, it's higher. So that's another reason it wasn't coming out. So first what I did was drill the holes I started from 1/4 all the way to 5/16. That's what allowed me to just drop this bit right into the hole there, so I could get to those two deep ones. Unfortunately, on the second one here, the bit actually bent, so let's see if I can get a good shot of that. And what that means is it kept turning and turning, and I kept pushing, and then I realized I didn't get the screw. So what happened there, the bit actually ended up on the side here, or right there, right here. So I ended up forcing it out and then just manually taking that screw out. There was just no other way, and I had to find these other two screws. So after that, what I did, as you can see on the bit, after I drilled it, I went ahead and made a slot with my Dremel on it so I could use a screwdriver. Sometimes you just gotta think outside the box. So I did that. Once I dropped it, I went ahead and did the screws. I also went ahead and cut the slot all the way through so that I can just use a plain flat screwdriver. So here are the 4 screws. The 2 middle ones are shorter than the other 4, so I still have to take the clean the head on those 4 here. And now that that's done, let me show you what the charger looks like. So that's what the charger looks like inside. Here's the outside, or the other side. Not much to it, but I'm glad I took it apart because, as you can see, I have one of the wires that's off, and so I have to put that one back. I cleaned it, and I knew there was a battery that wasn't charging too well, so that explains that. I just cleaned the slides with some furniture cleaner because I think it had slightly water or something had fallen in there, so it made it harder for this thing to slide, as you can see here. But let me take one out. Take this one out since this one's broken. Show you the bottom. So there's really nothing there. So I'll put a little grease on here so they'll slide a little easier, and they already do, but on this one the spring's a little rusted, so it's not gonna hurt anything if I put a little grease just to make them slide a little easier. And then the circuit board's right here, and there's your transformer there. So not much to it, but it did need a cleaning, and I'm glad I did because now I can put this wire back on here. Looks like that, maybe a ground. Let's see here. Can't see, but they're all soldered to the where the spring is, so it was pretty easy to find. Then I can check the other wires, make sure they're all good, and they are. So I only have this one to put back, and that's pretty much for the Harbor Freight old charger. So this is just a NIM and NiCad charger. It's been pretty good. Takes forever, but still works. So that's what we're doing. Hope that helps, especially with the bit. If you didn't have the long ones, this is what I did, and it kind of worked until it bent. Surprisingly, because that's not very well, it bent very slightly, but it's still good to know. So there you go. I'm just gonna finish this up and be done with it. No more security screws. Hopefully, I don't think I'll have to clean it up again because now it's in the top of the toolbox where it's closed, but I knew it needed a cleaning, and so you can see, you never know what you're gonna find. So there you go. So here's the final product. Clean and solder again on that wire, and now you can see all the screws right here, and they are now Phillips, not that weird security bit style. The good thing is this still has the a little bit of the foot, I guess you can call it. So that's kind of good. So it'll still sit level. The only thing that I wish this particular battery charger had was an on-off button, instead of having to plug it out and back in again to reset the battery charger. It really does need a power button up here somewhere. But other than that, it still works, and it's gone back into the toolbox. But yeah, so again, this is what my bit looks like. If I can get this to focus here, hang on. There you go. So yeah, that actually worked pretty well. Didn't have to spend another whatever they want for that. So you know, that's just something you use once in a blue moon. So unless you're seeing a lot of those security bits, then sure, why not? But for what I needed it, it's fine. Maybe when they go down to $5, I'll get it. Alright, that's it for now.